Hello and welcome to another live stream. How are you guys doing tonight? Congratulations on the pregnancy and the future family expansion, Mr. Vedros. Although, depending on how you define it, some people already may say they have expanded their family once they discover they're pregnant. Either way, congratulations. And welcome, everyone. Welcome, Mr. Toddeford, Rectus, Tris, Major Geeks, Sharma, Kengi, Mr. Vedros, of course. Sline with your massive, majestic ass. King of the Railroad, Matt M, Kerry, and everyone else who is here. Has it been 4 months already? It has been, well, 6 months in total. So 2 months earlier and then now 4 months in a row, I guess. So thank you, Mr. Toddeford. Hello, Larks Orange, welcome. And I guess me. Well, yes, but you hadn't chatted yet, so I couldn't know you were here. It's not that I see a list of people who are in the chat. I just see who have chatted. I'm finally getting better internet tomorrow. Good. Have you spoken to your landlord about it? Oh, thank you for the 65 months, Duval. Right. Today we are going to continue with Carriglow Valley, or Carriglow Valley. Which is a massive park where we need to pay back a $2 million loan, a bit more than 2 million, and get 2 million park value. Now, we're not even close to either, but we have unlocked the cash machine last live stream, which does mean that we are making more and more money. Guest count is rising quick. Money is also rising quick. 40,000, 44,000. Life is good at the moment. Let's do all the ads again. Because I want even more guests. I want 10,000 guests. I mean, we're well on our way with 6,000. Which probably is well past our soft guest cap. Let's have a little look. Yes, 3,600. So the natural guest generation is very low. But the ads, they work. The point is that I'm getting better internet. The details I'm too annoyed to discuss. That's fair. I've had stories like that as well, so I get it. Which is good. We've got a chia seed in my wife's belly. I mean, I presume that just means baby, but I don't get. I don't get it. Is that a thing people say? Okay, we've got a lot of rides available. Let's start with another dinghy slide. We already have one, all the way over there, the pink one. But let's do another one. Let's do it a bit far away. Although for guests it doesn't really matter. The fetus is the size of a chia seed. Oh right. Yes, I've heard things like that where they keep comparing the size of the fetus to different things. Is the music a bit loud for you guys? It feels a bit loud for me. Now I can turn it down. If you guys would like. What do you say? Yes, yes, yes. That's a good joke. I think one of the boats is stuck. I think all of them are stuck. Yeah, we did that last live stream. That was on purpose. I'll just lower the sound for myself then. Why is it called the fetus anyway? Is it because the feet come first and the rest of the baby grows out of the feet? No, it's named after the Harry Potter spell for if you get pregnant, which is Fetus Deletus. That just happened to be that, and they thought, oh, that's actually a good name to call that. Oops, I went the other way. I like to build edging dinghies without tunnels, with almost crashing speed. Yeah, I like to be safe, which is a weird thing for me to say. Although I guess this is, well, they're never going to be still going 64 here, so that's not a dangerous point. Good evening, Meister. Welcome to the stream, I think, for the 26 months. Hope you're doing fine. Yes, I've been incredibly productive in the last week. I mean, today, a few hours ago, I uploaded a video, 13 minutes, which took me 10 days to make, which for 13-minute video is pretty good. But I've also already recorded, researched, written, and recorded another video, which I did at the same time. I recorded it between uploading that video and this live stream. I uploaded the video 2 hours ago and I was like, I still have time to be more productive and record another video, which is so unlike me. I can't fully make and release it yet because it does assume something about how maps work in vanilla and a bug in OpenRCT2, and I can't do it until that bug is properly checked and fixed. But once it is, I can very quickly release the video. How does one kind of built myself in a little bit? Hang on. We'll just come from above. This is not a good idea, but whatever. S-band. We can do this, baby. We can do this. Hell yeah. This is such a weird design. That's an awful dinghy. No, it's amazing. Everything I do is amazing. Not quite true, but this one is. I noticed a very familiar park in the B-roll for the latest video. Yes, it's the opening 2 shots that are taken in this park and the very final shot. Basically, the shots that don't matter where they are, they're just generic shots, they just need to look alright. And that's when I tend to use parks like this. Well, we're not going to be able to build a queue line somewhere there, so inefficient it's gonna be. Although with 11 boats on this, I don't think it matters too much because the boat count is probably the limit anyway. There we have dinghy slide numero 2nd. I'm actually gonna do something interesting with this. Because I'm just gonna keep the yellow supports. Then... Now it's multicolored. Isn't that neat? I don't use the multicolor option often enough, I think. Neither do I use the path and fence dragging often enough. Hang on, this should be dark path. But it does make things very easy. Do you not use the price manager mod? I use it sometimes, but not in this park. There's something very nice about doing it manually as well. I am going to make it wait for full load, otherwise we might have heavy boats catch up to light ones. And that's not a good idea. That path thing is new to me. Well, yeah, there's an option there, and it's been in the game for, well, like what, 9 months or something now, I think? Could be a few months off. Also, fences. Look at that. In fact, I'll make it a bit nicer. Might as well. That is so much easier. Gymnasiast implemented this. And it's amazing. You can even do it like through paths. Like there's a bunch of paths where it will not place a fence and it still works. Which is not something I knew, that's something I literally just discovered. But it's nice, isn't it? Okay, let's see. Flower beds. No, not pink and purple. We already have a pink and purple flower bed. How about orange and green? Nah, orange and white. That's nice. I want to go bright orange. I'm actually manually placing each fence. It's such an amazing. If you place a lot of fences, it's an amazing quality of life improvement. Dutchman chooses orange flowers, more at 11. Yes. You know what, we're gonna flower bedice this entire area. I do like orange flowers. That's why I have none of them in my home. Because I would let them die. And we'll do some. We're gonna partly de-support or destabilize the dinghy slide, but that's alright. The physics in this game allow it to float, which is perfect. Tuddly duddly 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 dud. That was easy. How's my man Sisyphus? Didn't we fire him? Yes, I had to fire him. Whilst modern carrots originated in what's now Afghanistan, we have the Dutch to thank for the popularization of the orange variety. Yes, I do know that. We are very good at making things orange. So I'll put some big orange balls. Because a ball is a very efficient shape. Also a shape I saw yesterday in a movie. Specifically the ball with, which is not entirely a ball, but made out of a bunch of segments, so it's close to a ball. Because yesterday I watched Project Hail Mary. Now I will not talk too much about it in case I would spoiler anyone. But it's a film about space. And where they go into space and do a bunch of stuff. That's all the spoilers I will give. That's basically all the spoilers I knew when going into it. I don't know what this is. but it's art. The new Ryan Gosling movie, still need to check that out. You know, it's funny because I had no idea who played in it or anything. I didn't recognize Ryan Gosling because I don't know what the man looks like. I know his name, that's about it. I didn't know Ryan Gosling played in it because I saw that, you know, after that on YouTube I found a video making of, but I saw it only today after I watched the movie. Name the dinghy slide edging. It's not quite edging though, but it's still a good thing to be called. I still hate those wheels as they all move in the same direction. Oh yeah, I should fix that. Is this the other one? No, it's the same one. There we go, now it works. Oh, we got the park with the most confusing layout. How is this a confusing layout though? Is it just because the park is big and they can't get from this side to the other side in time? Or do I not sell enough maps? Well, we've got a lot of maps sold. How many info kiosks do I have? 5, there should be plenty. If we look at total customers, yeah, that's a lot of maps sold. Most of these are maps sold. Aren't they confused when they can't get to a ride quick enough? Yeah, that's what I'm wondering. I think that's what most of it is gonna be. Just that they are here, want to get all the way to the other side, can't in time, and therefore count as lost. That's my conclusion anyway. I say my conclusion, my hypothesis, I should say. We should bench and binify this area. OpenRCT2 is a lot more conservative than OpenTTD when it comes to game logic. Someone said that in the Discord, OpenRCT2 Discord lately as well. Was that you or is that a coincidence? And I don't know about OpenTTD, because I've never played it. But yeah, we are generally quite close to how the game works in vanilla. I think part of that is the fact that RCT Classic exists, you know. If RCT Classic did not exist, then almost everyone that still played this game would be playing OpenRCT2. But because Classic exists, it's quite popular and keeps getting re-released for different platforms like the Switch and stuff like that. And Classic basically is just Roller Coaster Tycoon 2. Different UI, but that doesn't impact gameplay. Because that still exists, there is more of an incentive to keep true to that. So that if I or someone else makes a guide about how to do this, then it's true for everyone. And if someone goes from Classic to OpenRCT2, it doesn't suddenly work very differently. Classic on PS5. Well, yeah, there's another one that Classic is working on. The Benchwarm plugin is super helpful. Also cheaty. Like, not really, but yeah, I used the Benchwarm plugin for a while, a few years ago. But at some point, it just kind of felt like I wasn't doing anything anymore, you know? Because I had the prize manager doing my prizes, I had the benchwarmer doing my benches and bins, and I was like, what am I doing? I do actually like playing this game, so I kind of stopped using those plugins. The prize manager I still use on occasion. If I just want to see how much money I can make. But I never use the benchwarm plugin anymore. Haven't used it for years. Game design is the art of inconveniencing the player. Remove enough of it and it's not really the same game anymore. I mean, is it inconveniencing the player I guess so. It's a goal you need to overcome. All about the swan boat. Should Marcel help the guests stuck on the swan boat? Well, so far it's almost everyone says no, but even if it was going to be yes, I'm not going to do it. Yeah, that's definitely not gonna happen. We should build a few platforms. We are still researching, right? Yes. Oh, we just got launch freefall. Neat. I'm gonna build escape hatch because I like it. But I'm going to make it orange instead of red. Oh no, not the top one, that should not be orange. I'll fix that in a minute. I'm kind of surprised it doesn't have the abstract entrance and exit. That would fit really well. There we go, it's an orange escape hatch, which looks really weird, doesn't it? I only use the price manager plugin myself, as I grew up playing this game. I have thousands of hours in the game overall easily, so now I just use it to manually hit prices whilst I concentrate on building the park. Okay, so you're playing it more like a sandbox then. I'm playing it mostly still like an actual, well, like Roller Coaster Tycoon. So yeah, that is different. Yeah, I'm not gonna bother with this one. I'll just leave it at $3, that's fine. I think we will still get more water out, right? Yes. I want a river rapids, splash boats. Those will be nice. But how about another flume of them logs? Which we can get into this little corner with. Alright. Let's start climbing. Okay, that climbing is done quickly because it can't go very high. Ads. Always the ads, eh? Two of these ads do very little, but that's alright. It's that annoying time of year when it's cold enough outside to feel cold, but not cold enough to trigger the radiator to come on. Just set your heat higher. Like if I wanted to put my radiator on right now, I just set the heat to 22 degrees. Well, I saw earlier today it was 21 degrees in my living room. Not that I need the radiator now, it's warm enough, but... Yeah, set it to 22 degrees and for a little bit, and then turn it back down again when it's heated up in whatever room you need heated up. Or do German radiators work differently? I wouldn't know. I've never radiated in Germany. I think my thermostat says it's 20, but it'll feel colder. Well, can't you set it higher than 20? Either way, if you're saying that, it must be colder where you are than where I am, because here it has been perfectly fine. Photo section, good point. We do have... I don't think we can put a photo section here actually. Yeah, too high. Do we have any straight section? I don't think we do, apart from that one at the very top. So, no photo section. Mr. Vedros, you don't need to say it 3 times in 15 seconds. I have read it, but... You know, you give a lot of suggestions for names, and I don't always want to go for them. Alright. Anyway, let's do a bit of a red path here. Why not? Just to be different. Here in the UK it's been a warm 16C all day. It's currently 13 Celsius here, but my office, it says 22 degrees. I have a feeling this one gives a little bit too high a readout. But it's not my thermostat, it's a little temperature thingy. But it's warm enough that I'm sitting here in a t-shirt. But during streaming that's more normal anyway, because I do actually get a little bit warm during streaming. Even though I'm just sitting around playing video games, it's still apparently enough of a physical exertion thing that I do warm up significantly while playing it. You know, normally I've sat most of the day with a jacket on, but not now. It's also when I'm recording videos, recording the narration is... I don't know exactly what makes it that, but I get significantly warmer when I do it. Yeah, especially if it's quite warm. Let's say it's 25 degrees outside, which means it'll probably be same temperature roughly inside. Like, I get sweaty from just recording narration if I do it for a while. Park with the best roller coaster. That will cancel out the most confusing park layout, roughly. Not that it matters, because the natural gas generation is pretty much dead anyway. It's almost all from ads. It's been divided by 4. Okay, we're placing even more women in the park, because last stream someone wanted bikini women. Well, we don't have those. So you'll have to do with statues, Roman statues. The level of activity on that baby's first Forest Frontiers post is staggering to me. Why do these posts always attract 5 times the activity of anything else? Because people love giving advice. People love being the expert in the room. The problem is that most people are not the expert in the room. So I have about 5 comments on that post correcting people on how the game works. advise that which is given but seldom taken. This time it was taken, also asked for, by the way. It was asked for, and they've already made the second post. The problem with that second post, for the second park, is that it's incredibly zoomed out. It's one screenshot of the entire park, and they play classic, which means it don't got too many pixels. So it's hard to do anything with it. And I don't know if they've done it yet, because I'm streaming, but a little bit before the stream, I responded to it and said basically more screenshots plus, because I want pixels. Wait, what? Oh, for the flying saucers. Flower-powered dodgems for flying saucers. That's what confused me. I saw there were dodgems there, and I was like, hang on, flower power is a dodgem vehicle? I thought it was a flying saucers vehicle, and it is. It's incredibly overpowered as well. Cool, that's a cool place for it. This is the most productive exit path ever with 4 exits on it. Well, I've taken your advice on that post, Valder. 4 exits on one tiny exit path. If I did mechanic patrol sounds, then that would be very efficient. Unfortunately, I do not. But look at this, plus 75% excitement. Yeah. So we can do more vehicles. Alright, no we can't. Only less. We can do more if we cheat. And there's a certain limit, because they can't overlap when spawning, so... At some point, if you get to a lot of vehicles, you're gonna have to try a lot of times until it finds a configuration where there's enough space between all of them. Still dumb guests exiting the other way. Yes, but due to a no entry sign, there's at least no people walking into it. Because it's not a dead end, because there are other things on it. If you do multiple exits on one exit path, it's no longer considered a dead end, because there's a junction here, junction there, junction there. So people will often go into it. I mean, just look at it. If I... There we go. There's already 2 people. There's another one that, you know, more people. They can still go in it if it's a dead end, but then there's only a very, very tiny chance. Especially because it's also an exit and not straight on. Hey, we've had 7,000 guests. Neato. We had 46,000 profit in October. I think... Oh, looping is not even too expensive, but... let's refurbish a few rides. Why not? Starting to look a bit like Limit Park. A bit. Still quite a big difference though. Limit Park is significantly bigger. It has, this has 135 rides, that has 1,000. This should also increase, especially quite a few of these are roller coasters. So that should increase the park rating quite a bit. Do you have the Lusum coaster unlocked? I don't think so. I don't think we do. That's an expensive refurbishment. 18,000, and that's just 35%. Holy windows. Yeah, but since they're not actually windows, they're not viewports. So they don't actually cause any lag or anything. Now, if those were all staff windows, that would be a different thing, or guest windows. But yeah, they're luckily not. Best water rides, hell yeah. Wait, a bunch of... We were almost done with the 2 years ago's, and now the month has gone by, and suddenly a bunch of rides have turned 2 years old. Okay, I think it's enough for now. Look at that park value, baby. We had 732,000, now we have 200,000 more, already 934. This one isn't quite updated yet. So that makes a very, very significant difference. Let's also build the flying saucers. I like the flying saucers, right, because it got a very low support limit, meaning you can often build it in places where you wouldn't be able to build other rides. Now I don't want to... Actually, this is not a bad place. Assuming I can do the exit and the entrance. Which I seem to be able to. Yes. I think this is quite a nice place. In the middle of the forest. Yeah, for staff, age doesn't make any difference. For stalls. I mean, well, for staff it doesn't either. 3D cinema. We have one already? Yes, well let's build another one, shall we? Ta-da! We have naturally spawned ducks for once. Where? I didn't see them. Flying over the forest. Oh, yes. It's 4 of them, which is possible. Instead of just 2. Nice. They go all the way to here, which is quite a long way. You know, an interesting thing is a lot of people tend to build more far apart. I tend to build quite compactly because I just love the look of it. I love the look of having a screenshot like this and just seeing rides all over the place. And I love using these also as introductions to my videos, which the last video, today's video, has 2 shots of this park. And one of them is this. I think it's like from this angle or something, roughly here. And another one is somewhere here. Either here or maybe here. It involves the wooden coaster. We're getting a hyper twister. Cool. Okay, let's focus a bit on water rides because I would like a few of those. Cool, double. Oh, we already have a double deck ops, I think. Do we? Yes, I remember I forgot to do that first. I built it as a double deck observation tower, but then I forgot to actually change the thing to a double deck. People have to remind me. Will you buy the available lands? Maybe. I don't think I'll need it though. Wait, guest count's slipping. Hang on, what's going on? Crowded. You know what that means? Alter clicker. I hire a bunch of entertainers. I nearly crash the game. And then someone fires them for me. Right? That's how this usually works. Bring me the dancing pandas. And they actually dance in this version. They, in the bad luck version I made, they don't dance. But I only recently discovered that they are random. You know, whenever they do their little dance, you can see them do it here. That's random, and that is only when they entertain people. So, that also means, first off, entertainers wouldn't work properly for the Google Coaster anyway, but even if they did, we couldn't use them because they're random. Although then again, it's also the question, what is actually possible within the pseudo-randomness of the game? Because I don't want to spoiler the video too much of today, but there's a thing at the end involving queue lines, which would technically invalidate the Google Coaster. If that happened all the time, it wouldn't work. So if you assume infinite bad luck, the Google Coaster wouldn't work, but also the game, the pseudo-randomness of the game doesn't work like that, so having infinite bad luck is not possible. What's the radius for guests to get happiness boosts? It's only 3 tiles, so it's not very big. And if they're in a queue line, their queue time actually goes down. Oh god, I want to make a staff video so bad. How does staff work? Because it's fascinating and I need to kind of correct some things I've said in the past. Not really correct, but expand upon. So I really want to make that video. But there's so many videos I want to make. You know, 2 years ago, I was really struggling for topics. I kind of had the ideas. Like, a staff explanation video belonged to my ideas then as well. But I didn't really want to make any of them. For some reason. And right now, I'm in a very good mood. Where I'm just constantly, I want to make everything. It's very good for being productive. Thank you, Brooms. I remember when you said in your video back then that you don't really know if you want to keep going with YouTube or RC. No, that was years and years ago. That was in 2020. That's nearly 6 years ago. Not 5.5. Then I did weekly releases for about 3 years, which was very good. That was from 2021 to 2024, roughly. Then I broke that streak because I made a 50-minute video and I just couldn't do that in a week. And after that, I kind of stopped weekly uploads. And I'm not going to do them again because there are still lots of videos that are just too big to be done in a week, like this video. I could not have, was not able to finish it. But yeah, for the, you know, 1-2 years ago, I was really not too much, you know, a bit lacking in motivation. Was not completely burnt out like I was 6 years ago. What about all those VODs you never uploaded? I still have them. I might still upload them at some point. Although I think it's also maybe a little too late. And if I just keep up with the current ones, it's good enough. I do quite like thinking of 0G rolls and barrel rolls as kind of the same. I request death. Oh yes, anyone with a 9 anywhere in the number. I do like to think of 0G rolls and barrel rolls as kind of just the same track piece. It's just that 0G rolls are taller. You know, death tool. Here we have a barrel roll, and next to it a 0G roll. It's like someone has pinched it at the very middle and just pulled that up a bit. And the barrel roll is already that version compared to the inline twist. They're all kind of just the same, except with a little bit more verticality every time. Well, the entertainers have worked. Because the guest count is increasing again. Yeah, here it was slowing down and decreased a bit. Now it's going up again. God, I love graphs. I love data. Basically, most of my YouTube channel is just data. Not literally everything, but a lot of it is just... We have numbers, how can we manipulate those numbers in an interesting way? And people like that, apparently. Most realistic inline twist. Whoa, look at that shot! Just 2 barrel rolls and an inline twist. But yes, most realistic inline twist ever. Trains do not at all phase through the ground when they go through that. Here are some interesting numbers. What would happen if we made it into different, equally interesting numbers? Yeah, that's my channel in a nutshell. I think I've paced this ride rather well, except for the twist at the end. That literally just goes through the ground. Other than that, I think I've done quite a decent job at pacing this, for once. It's not something I usually pay a lot of attention to. It isn't a head chopper, it's a head scraper. Well, more like a full body scraper. By the way, I was thinking of at some point starting to stream a bit of OpenTTD. Because that seems to be quite popular, and it's obviously the same game as Roller Coaster Tycoon. Well, the same, not the same game, but, you know, made by Chris Sawyer, looks pretty similar. Would you guys be into that? I need to familiarize myself with it. But I would play it for the first time on stream. I don't know what that is. Well, Transport Tycoon, TTD, yeah, RST Roller Coaster Tycoon, TTD, Transport Tycoon. And OpenTTD is basically OpenRST2, but Transport Tycoon. From what I've heard, you know, 2 different people have told me, not me specifically, but have said that OpenTTD is more liberal in how it changes the game compared to OpenRST2. But I've never played TTD, so for me that doesn't make a difference. And I do believe, at least from what I've seen, is that the community is pretty much entirely on transport, on OpenTTD and not vanilla anymore. Although, I wouldn't really know, so that's just kind of a thing I guess. Is there anyone who isn't in the community? Can tell me a bit about it. Not necessarily about the game itself. That's something I want to experience, but about how popular is OpenTTD. Look at all these people going to the Twister Coaster. Holy crap. For instance, OpenTTD has an option that changes how cargo distribution works, so passengers actually have destinations instead of wanting to go wherever. It allows to place rails without requiring an exact landscape. Landscape. Okay. You can play OpenTTD the same way as the original TTD, but it's not even the default. So lots of people are still playing the originals, what you're saying? Yeah, I kind of know what TTD is, you know, transporting coal and stuff. Yeah, I know it's trains, mostly. I've seen screenshots of it. I think a screenshot even made it into one of my videos at some point. Because I'm probably gonna just mention all the stuff that Chris had done. TTD used to be unavailable for a long time, but now Atari has made a new release that runs in a DOS emulator. Surely if you need a DOS emulator for it, it's only the diehards that are going for it, or is the subsection of is the cross section of OpenTTD enthusiasts and diehards, is that pretty good cross section? Because OpenRST2, there's a lot of people who play OpenRST2 who are very casual gamers, you know? You'll see, you know, someone who does variety on Twitch and then plays just OpenRST2 for once, or RST2 and gets OpenRST2. A Venn diagram is a circle. Well, that's what I'm questioning, because... what I'm asking, because it is not a circle in OpenRST2. There's a lot of casuals. By the way, the reason that a lot of people are going for the Twister Coaster, why it's suddenly so overcrowded here, is that people with maps, if they specifically going to head for a ride, only ever go on rides that they haven't been on yet. People without maps, though, they won't look as far away for rides, but they will go even on rides they've already been on. But I think, I'm convinced that that's a bug. Because I did vanilla testing for my videos about how maps work, which is upcoming. And in my testing, I found that also without maps, they don't specifically head for rides they've already been on. And I'm just convinced that OpenRST2 has had that wrong. But I asked Duncan's Pumpkin to look into the original assembly codes to see what's actually going on there, just to be sure and potentially catch any other errors. But they haven't had time for that yet, which is why I can't release the video's not done yet anyway, but I can't release the video until he's checked that and we fixed the bug. You can also get the original data from DOS Windows TTD and used in OpenTTD, but it has a complete set of replacements, GFX and the music, so OpenTTD is practically a separate game by now. I tried the original for a bit, but it's very newbie unfriendly compared to Open. Makes sense. I do think OpenTTD is probably the much more popular one. Oh yeah, we've got now the two water rides I wanted. I'll just research until... yeah, we can just go like this. Either way, I will be playing OpenTTD, that was not a question. I was just curious. Which coasters do you have available? Quite a lot. All of these. You know what? I probably shouldn't build these entirely as a roller coaster and actually do some of this shit. Am I leaving any space for an entrance and an exit? I should probably build those first. Okay, we can go down, that will work. Okay, that is possible. Good. Oh yeah, right. I haven't finished it yet. Now I have. With 12 boats. Well, I guess the track's not very long. Does look neat though. The answer to why would you need that, Mr. Federals, is because it's fun. Making the spin the other way instead of one way, just because you want. Shaking my head, the game doesn't even let you open a right, it will definitely kill the guests. Doesn't it? I have many experiences that that don't agree with that statement. In fact, this ride wouldn't kill the guests because... Well, would it? Can it actually fly off the end of the track? Hang on. Just a quick test. So, if we do this, and then that, you know, open it. Oops. Okay, what will happen? Okay, it will crash. So, yes, it would kill the guests. Did that one just go through the entrance building? Why did it go that way? Hang on. Again. Eh. Again. Okay, that one just stops. That one goes through it. That one also stops. The other one doesn't go. Well, alright then. Coaster type to build. Well, we have got these pigs. Dueling reverse inclined coaster. Sure. I've got one of those. We've got a corkscrew, right? Do we have yeah, we have a corkscrew. It's right here. We have wooden. I just want to see if there's anyone I can, any in reverse incline that I don't have one of yet that I can do. Just because I like variety. I don't think I do, so let's go for the compact invert. We're getting closer and closer to the forest. Look at how slowly the Ferris wheels are rotating when your mouse is not close to them. Hey, hang on. Look at this. Right now the Ferris wheels, which are down here, are rotating very slowly, updating very infrequently. When I move my mouse to it... At least last time they were updating more frequently. If I had this thing... Yeah, see, they start continuously updating if I put my mouse next to it with the building. And it just kind of for anywhere I go. Because that part of the screen is invalidating more often, I guess. Fascinating. Alright, well, that'll have to do. Okay. I have a plan. The question is how easy it is to pull it off. And we'll have to see. Okay, that's not the correct height for that. We need to be lower. Still lower, I think. Other way. And you're gonna miss speed. Well, there's only one way to find out. Oh no, now we're definitely too low. I know you can do an inline twist through these loops. I know it is possible. But maybe only, like... Oh, I don't think it can ghost test this this mode. Maybe you can only do an inline twist through the loop if you're doing like the beginning or the end of it? Yeah, you have to like be in the very middle of it, so it doesn't quite work if you want to go through two loops. Okay, that doesn't work. But we can still go through the loops. Like so. Right. Do I need... Why is that in the way? I am 3... It's because that goes to 12. God, that's annoying. Okay, you know what? We'll just make it go up like... How much will make it go vertical? Duddly 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 duddly. Sink. Sink. Oh, it wasn't the... I put the wrong one in inverse incline mode when doing the ghost test. Okay, does the ghost test work in reverse incline? Yes. Why did I make the station so much longer than is necessary? Eh. They're timed reasonably well. Blue is a little bit shorter. Which makes sense. You know what? I could make blue one tile longer here, then that's not gonna look nearly as neatly symmetrical then. This is better. Ah, they have pretty good stats. I think so, anyway. 6.9, 6.8 excitement, 7.7, 7.6 intensity. Now that's 6 nausea each. Hello Max, willkommen zu meinen stream of den live. How do beast? Hey, we've hit 8,000 guests. Oh, I need to charge more for the river rapids. Also for the fog loom. Where's my river rapids? There it is. Yeah, 7 will do fine. Just 8 doing fine. You? Yeah, I'm doing fine as well. Been incredibly productive today. You know, edited a good bit of today's video that went up today. And also recorded the narration of the next video, which was already completely written. And right now I'm working with the live stream. So I've been working a lot today, which is good. Okay, we have a lot that are too expensive. Let's renew them all and then we can start decorating the coasters. Let's just do this by page, that's simpler. It's always simpler. Look at the park. Thank you, belly button stuffer. I love it when people with unhinged names join. You're not refurbishing the maze. I can't refurbish the maze. You literally can't. Because you can't refurbish rides that are at 100% reliability, and the maze doesn't lose reliability. The boat hire does lose reliability, which makes sense because you can switch from rowing boats to another type of boat that can break down. So it makes sense that it does lose a bit of reliability. Oh, that's another maze. I'm not trying to imagine how a maze would break down. I mean, there's plenty of ways a maze could break down. A hedge could fail. If you pay for it, the ticketing system could fail. Yeah, a hole in the trees, hole in the hedge, or whatever kind of wall you're using. But that's not a surprise to me that that can happen. Okay, we've nearly done all of them. Well, there are still a few. These are, I think, from the last time I refurbished, which is a couple of months ago. So let's open them all now. Maybe the double of the inclined and the second, and one double of the inclined second penetration. Alright. You guys are really obsessed with the penetration thing. Okay, what's the park rate value now? 1.074 million. You can see, in April, I refurbished all those rides. And then, in August, they suddenly lost 150,000 collective park value as they all went into the next age category. And right now it's 1.082, so it's higher again, the highest we've ever had. Hey, thank you for the 51 months, Piscary. Yes, fun for the whole family. You know, one thing I like to do is, with these kind of coasters, you take one color scheme and you just invert it for the other one. Always looks fun. And we'll use differently colored trains. Would you look at that? And they're immediately popular, which makes sense. Anything cool going on over there in the Netherlands? I mean, there's cool stuff going on in my life, but not specifically in the Netherlands. Not that I keep up with that a lot, but I had a lovely board games night 2 days ago. We played board games from 7 till 12. And there's just lovely people there. Every other Sunday my friends and I get together to play Dungeons and Dragons. You see, that's different from what I'm doing, because I don't know these people. I mean, I do a little bit now. We go to entrance style, yes, that's a good idea. Know them a little bit now, of course, but I found out about this board game night because someone a long time ago told me that there was one. Then about half a year later I googled for it because I wanted to go, and I found a website that said exactly when the next one was going to be, so I was like, alright, I'll be there. Then I showed up there, not knowing anyone there. You know, when I walked in there I was like, this is board games night, right? Yeah, and then they welcomed me. And then they asked, how did you find us? I was like, website. They were like, wait, we have a website? And there was like one person who was like, yeah, we do. And everyone else was like confused. They didn't have a website. So they were very confused how I found them, but yeah. Even the organizer was like, wait, website? What website? But it's been lovely, you know, and I'm starting to get to know the people better. There's a dude named Erik who's often there, and he's a lovely guy. We got on together very well. Most beautiful part. Did we get that? Oh yes, we did. And it's also fun, you know, a few people there know what I do. Yeah, it's also fun. And it's just a good time. Especially for me, it's kind of useful since I don't meet a lot of people, because, you know, I work at home, alone. So I don't have the standard type of, you know, seeing your colleagues throughout the day. That's not a thing for me. What type of war game did you play? We played Dominion, which I had played last time in 2023, also the only time. Didn't do very great at it. Then we played some game, I forgot the name of, but sort of a city builder board game. You gotta collect like parks and houses and shops, factories, docks. Place them on your board and build the city from it and get points like building things next to other things. Like you need energy and people to power and populate them and stuff like that. I won that one despite never having played or even heard of it before. So that was fun. And then we played Nosferatu, which is kind of like werewolves but with vampires. It's a bit different of course, but similar vibe. Did you have fun? Of course I did. Otherwise I wouldn't be there for how many for 5 hours, which is quite a long time. I finally decided to give OpenRCT2 a try recently and found your plugin. It's been fun finally streamlining my theme park. You mean the ride price calculator plugin? Specifically this one. If you're not talking about that, then you're talking about someone else's plugin. Yeah, how much can we actually charge for this twister? I'm charging $10. We can charge way more. You know, I'll do it for 12. That were good for 13. That were good for 5 years. Yeah, could charge way more. How much for these? Okay, I'm currently on 9. Well, that's pretty much good for 5 years. 920, but close enough. 9. This one I'm charging also 9 for. Let's do 880, so that's good for more than 5 months. Okay, is there anything that's too expensive? A few. The boat hire. Okay, that ride just... Oh no, never mind. That ride just never goes. Wait. Oh, hang on, I just built this. Yeah, duh. No wonder there's no customers an hour. I was like, how is there no customers an hour but people in the queue line? Yeah, I've just built it. So, no, that doesn't make sense. Look, I have this car ride mini twin design. And I recently cleared up a lot of the safe track design I had, because I just had way too many. Oh, whoops. There's actually path involved. Now, I haven't got a clue where I got this from. It's incredibly compact. It looks like a design I would build, but I wouldn't use camel case to name it. This is not a design I have built. So someone else has built it. So much is clear. I don't know who. I don't know where I got this from. Oh, apparently it's synchronized with adjacent stations. Well, we're not going to do that. We're not going to make it wait for full load either. Didn't open, introduce the search function in the right pre-built window. Yes, but it's still easier to not have all of this shit in the way. Wait, does it? Yes. It's still easier to not have the stuff in the way. So, you know, I only have a few now, like these and one interlocking 8 loops, because I think that's a pretty cool thing. You can see it here. It's not a very good design, but you know, for the Woody, I left the 606 Woody, the big wooden coaster, medium Woody, which is one of my best designs I've ever built. Small Jeep 1 and 2, which are kind of useless, but it's a micro coaster thing. I like having them. Wooden roller coaster good, which is ugly because the color scheme. It's a very old design. I think I built it about 10 years ago. I just like it. It's basically wood chip, but slightly different, like slightly bigger. You know what? I shall build it. It fits well here. You can see how old it is by the fact that I named it roller coaster or wooden roller coaster good, and the fact that I was like, hey, I've built a good wooden roller coaster, let's save it, because it doesn't happen too frequently. How about we do a pink train? Look at that, it's lovely. Now that I've fixed the colors. Okay, why on earth are they... You know what? 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. There we go, that'll fix it. Need jumping. Oh, did I accidentally blow it to land here? Good point. Don't know why exactly I built that, but I built it. Just kind of to take up the space there. This design looks... A design like this looks very, very good on a woody because of the big wooden supports. And to give it so much volume that it just looks like very much one solid thing. If you make this... we can have a look at that. A little bit of cheaterina. If you make this, for example, a looping coaster, it doesn't look bad necessarily. You'll need a different color scheme, but it doesn't necessarily look bad, but it just doesn't really work very well. And a wild mouse means missing a few pieces. There's basically anything. This looks a bit better. Bobsleigh coaster. Just missed a lot of pieces. But yeah, nothing looks... Mine train coaster will look pretty good as well, of course. But yeah, that also looks good. But still not quite as good as the wooden coaster. There's still a lot of rides to research. Love the merry-go-round music. I also love the detail that this looks neat that these are within the flower beds. The supports are just inside the flower beds. I like that. How exactly does a Ferris wheel manage guests and rotations? Does it fill up all the seats, do a rotation and let them all off? No, not quite. I mean, we can have a look at that. So it goes for a bit. Then it lets some guests on. Then it goes for a bit. It seems to be going for one rotation and one seat. Looking at this. Hang on, I just want to encourage people to go on this. Just so that we're not running out of guests. There we go, that's quite a lot of people. Yeah, every time it's going one further. No one has gone off it yet. They have gotten way more rotations. Okay, I should probably let go of these people. We're nearly full. Okay, I didn't really count. Okay, but now those are getting off. The new ones are getting on. Those just got on. I think the default is 3 rotations, but at this rate, they're all getting, I think, 16 rotations. Oh no, we're on 1 rotation. That's the default. Yeah, let's see what happens if we put it at 2. Okay, yes, it's definitely doing 2 rotations in between. That's why it's got a terrible throughput. It's not as bad as the space rings. Max is 3. Let's just put it to 3. I assume it's doing the same if we make it go the other way. Yes. You know, I like this because I never ever looked into this. I always knew it was weird, but I never knew exactly what it did. I had to leave it at 1. Nope, now they go around 48 times. I think it's, yeah, 16 car seats. 2 each, so they go around 48 times, baby! 1 more maybe? Because, you know, they go 1 extra every time, 1 seat. So I think actually maybe 3 more, maybe 51 times, I'm not exactly sure, but a lot. You still got your cheats active, that's how I do. Well, it does much if you know, you have to actively faff with that. Would have to be a problem. Oh, look at that, we can pay back a whole lot of the loan. We nearly have a, well, nearly 300,000, but we're getting somewhat close to having a positive company value. We made 61,000 in October. And 57,000 in March, but 9,000 more from shops and stalls, because it rained. For the next video, research the Ferris wheel. Well, I think we just did. There's not much to it. Because what else is there to research? We know how guests get on and off. We know how rotations interact with it. We already know it has a forwards and backwards mode, which I don't think does make any difference. Thanks for looking into it. Well, thanks for asking the question. Thanks for making me look into it, I should say. Okay, I'm gonna place something there. Can I place a Colosseum there? Yeah, now that looks cool. A Colosseum. Park's getting really big now. How many rides do we have? 97, 79 I mean. 30, 40. Huts. Most customers is extra moist penetration. Probably also the most profit. No, that's big majestic drop because it's more expensive. With 222,000. Customers now are currently looping. Interesting. Running cost. Looping, because boosters? No, not even, just launch. Oh, and 4 chain lifts. Yeah, that makes it a lot more expensive as well. Queue length is big majestic drops. Queue go-karts 2 at 28 minutes. Oh, by the way, speaking of inspection times, I figured out, because last live stream I complained about this thing constantly resetting to 30 minutes, which shouldn't happen. I figured out when that happens. It happens whenever I switch between 0.4.30 and 0.4.29. Whenever I switch to either of those sides, so newer or older, it gets reset. I don't know why. I asked about it in the OpenICT2 Discord server, didn't get a response. It's a very niche problem because not many people are switching to older versions. I think something in the config must have changed between 0.2.20, 0.4.29 and 0.4.30. That makes this happen. Is interval to 10 the best? It will be less safety cutouts when it's longer periods. Well, I mean, less of anything. Safety cutouts are just one of the possible crashes. And shouldn't this be inspected at some point? But yeah, safety cutouts is just one of the possible crashes. And you get less crashes if you inspect more often because you get a higher reliability. Goodbye staff. Oh god, that's also goodbye guests. Because goodbye entertainers means goodbye overcrowding compensation. The fact that you can't fire a staff member who's currently fixed and we're expecting already is my fault. I once, when I was building Everything Park, I believe, I had a ride that was like constantly broken down but also couldn't be fixed. And that was because I fired a mechanic at exactly the wrong moment during fixing it. And that caused that to be just stuck. And then, I forgot who, but someone just made that change. Was like, well, that doesn't seem like a good idea to have that possibly happen. It should make it impossible to fire them while they're doing something. Think of the income you get for not paying staff. Well, yeah, that is 18,000 in a month. Which is quite a lot. I do wonder, how much have the oldest guests paid? Only 283. 304. I guess, yeah, the park is not that old yet. And also some of the actual oldest guests have left. Because we didn't have cash machines for a while, otherwise we would probably been like 500. Maybe 600 even. So yeah, 300's not that much. I mean, they've been in the park for not even 6 hours, so it's not that long. This one maybe a little over 6? Yeah, 6 hours, 1 minute. Which is not actually 6 hours, 1 minute, it's roughly accurate. Oh, the ads aren't going. When did they finish? 2 months ago. Okay, cool. That certainly isn't gonna help. Oh, whoops, did that one too short. That ain't gonna help either. I will keep an eye on that thing when I can hire my staff again, because I don't want too many guests to leave. We got the mini helicopters. No wait, we're getting the mini helicopters in a few days. But no, I shouldn't fast forward, because that's more guests leaving. Well, I fast forwarded like 20-30 seconds of game time, that's not that much. Place garden golf because I'm too lazy to decorate my own mini golf. Although I will change it a little bit. Just to make it have a bit nicer colors. That's nicer. Do you ever build transport rides? Rarely. We are touching the forest. Yay, got the mini helicopters. There's also a pre-roll of that I really like, which is the treetop choppers. Now what I'm gonna do... So I'm gonna build... Stuff like that. So that we only have one connection to it, and I'll do that. I'll build a fence around this. Build a fence with that ugly thing that they call a wall. And then we'll only have a few connections. Oops, for a second I thought I also already had this option enabled, but nope. Now when you're here, you're kind of inside something. Makes it feel a bit like playground-ish. But it's actually a ride. But it kind of feels like this isn't, you know, within the fences, it's a space for kids. Can't you have more vehicles? I don't know, but what I can do is disable the maximum waiting time and I wait for full load. Yes, 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 discussing that. I can do stuff again. It's been 6 minutes. The lag, yeah, if you have it in the top right, the lag won't be bad, but if you don't have top left, I mean, but if you don't, then yeah, the lag can be very bad. We didn't need this many handyman. That was nice to clean it up quickly. I think 100's enough. Okay, we plateaued here, but that was because I had no ads running. We did pretty well actually. Guests haven't left too much. Park rating though, because that's because all the litter. You know, I should change the path inside here. Just to make it look a bit different. Okay, that looks a lot nicer. What about the vandalism? Yeah, I already see some... No, that's not vandalism, that's just a weird looking bench. Ooh. Yeah. That's a lot of broken lamps. Are you still doing your cycle project around Metal? Technically yes, because I did manage to fill in a new route 2 days ago. Even though I said I cycled everything, but there was a new bridge. Although rather the replacement of an old bridge that has been out of order ever since I moved here. That was not just out of order, it was gone. But it's there again now. I don't know, it could have been there for a few weeks, maybe a few months already. I don't really ever go where that is. But I discovered that 2 days ago. There's another new bridge that I also still need to do that I also discovered 2 days ago. And yeah, I'm a bit, you know, I'm all cycling with villages around Meppel, all the villages, Nijeveen, Zonruinewold, working on Staphorst. Is it true that in Meppel it's mandatory to give at least one person a map every day? Yes. Yes. So far I've not been mapped though. Usually we just go to the church and there's one person who's, you know, a bit of the village idiot who likes to be mapped. So we just map him. It's Dutch for punching. So he just kind of takes most of it. Yeah, punch or slap. I think it arouses him. It's a bit weird. Okay, I think we've done all the... I think we've done all the thing. Oh, we got the Lozum coaster. Let's build an Ulzum coaster. Got to build a ride redeem. Did I? A mine train coaster in the forested hill area. Well, we're not going to build an Ulzum coaster yet then. How about we finally switch away from pagoda entrance style that I've been using for like the past 3 billion rides. $37. Oh, one lower will do. Okay, we'll do ghost testing, that'll be useful. And also gives a little bit of noise for accompaniment. I always find those covered station styles to be somewhat off-putting when designing track rides. Yes, I would quite like it if you could just do the entrance and not have a station style. Sometimes they work really, really well though. The station style counters rain shelter. Nope. It don't do a thing. Other than look pretty, I guess. Would it make that? Yes, it will make that easily. Oops. Need the big turn. I'm not gonna already name a coaster I haven't built, Mr. Federals. Oop. Yes, it is a max change speed. Okay, will it make that? That's the question. Because I have doubts, those doubts were unfounded. Unsupported, ungrounded, whatever you want to call it. Ooh, now. Just as well be a downwards turn. It's really weird how it's very compact park and there's just one ride which is like la di da di da. I like the forest. That's what I always sing whenever I walk in the forest. Aiming for 9 intensity. Not really, I'm just kind of building until I get tired of building. And we'll see whatever we get. If we get too high, we can always remove some stuff. Look at that majestic helix though. Do these have quarter loops yet? I don't think I want to go on a mine turn that has quarter loops. But no, they also don't have quarter helixes, which I think is what you were after. How about we do brakes for once? Just to satisfy the people in charge. Okay, guesses. How high is the intensity gonna be? $9.79. Well, I'm gonna put my guess in at the end. Generally not placed it too fast, and at the bottom of that very fast drop I did put bigger steep pieces, like bigger transition pieces. So the G-forces should be all right there. I think it's gonna be like 9.4, 9.5. I don't think it's quite gonna edge all the way there. Might want to set it to wait for full load. Oh, they won't catch up. It's already set to minimum waiting time of 10 seconds. Like, look at the difference. That's a massive difference. And then here we get to the mighty helix. Now we got a lot of speed left. Let's see, I'm going to say 9.36. $9.15. Well, they're all fan wins then. It's no prize, but you win. That's a lot lower than a lot of you were thinking. We didn't push it very far. We only got 3.4 positive Gs, 2.3 laterals, minus 1.6 negatives, 14 drops. Isn't that many? Like, this design looks like it has 20 drops or something, but 14 isn't a lot. We are nearing 10,000 guests. We don't need a first aid stall. I'm not gonna build it across it. I'll build it next to it. And then another one here for if they decide they want to go when they're there. But I'm not gonna build across it because there's flower bed there and I don't want to ruin Mr. Flower Bed. Nausea 7. They'll be fine, yeah, this got all the heli. The plural of helix is now heli. Whether you like it or not. Oh, that looks majestic. Doesn't it? I'll make it wait for 40 seconds at a time. So they're reasonably spread out. Imagine how that helix must feel to a rider. You're being pushed into a side and as time goes on you get pushed harder and harder. Not quite, because you got a medium turn, then a small turn, medium, small, medium, small, medium. So it's more of a whiplash back and forth thing. Down again thinking I have the strangest feeling someone is watching me. Holy crap, it's crowded here. How many people are heading for this shit? 442. And that's excluding the more than 100 people in the queue line. Well, I'll pick someone somewhere else. Let's see how long it takes before they think that they're actually cute and deserving of love. Sorry, when someone's watching them. I'm not hungry. Well, neither am I. Well, I'm hungry for you. That's a different kind of hungry. It's too crowded here. Cool. Shut up. It's too crowded here. I've already got a t-shirt. Cool, shut up. Think about me. I want attention. Think about me. What did he just think? Watching dinghy slide. Heading for White Knuckle. He hasn't actually gone on any ride yet. He was heading for White Knuckle, then he was heading for Flying Saucers number whatever, then now he's heading flying for White Knuckle again. I think White Knuckle's queue line was filmed, I think he just couldn't get to Flying Saucers in time. Oh, he's actually queuing for White Knuckle. Well, good for him. Or her. On it. Hey, now that's demeaning. It's true, but it's also demeaning. I already got an on-ride photo. Pay attention to me, you're great Lord who's watching. Okay, I'm going to watch just more guests. Oh, hey, they did it. I have the strangest feeling someone is watching me. Die, die, you motherfucker. Die, I want you to die. You paid attention to me. Die. Nice. Oh yeah. Well, that was fun. In the meantime, this thing is very popular. This doesn't do a lot of guests per hour. But it does have quite good statistics. I think it's the second longest ride in the game. In the park. I mean, it's 2 kilometers. I think this one was like 3. No, 2.3. It's almost the longest then. Maybe video games make people violent after all. Why are you saying that? Maybe it's making me less violent by letting it all out. No, you know what's actually making me violent in this game? It's you guys. I never used to do this. Until at some point, early in my YouTube career, I did it. Maybe by accident, or maybe because I wanted to see what the reaction I would get, and people liked it. And then I just kept on doing it, because people kept liking it when I was cruel. So it's not my fault that you guys want to see the world suffer. You let 12-year-olds on YouTube pigeonhole you into the guy that tortures peeps. I don't think that's what I'm mostly known for, luckily. I do think most people know me as the guy that exploits the game and knows a lot about it. Which is good, because that's what I want to be known for. But they also know I do have certain tendencies. You know, when I ended the Google coaster by killing the guest at the end, I knew people would enjoy that, and people said, hey, that's a Marcel thing to do, and yeah, that's fair. Hey, Donzia, welcome, and thank you for the 54 Mondinos. Are the ads off? Yes. So we're no longer getting any new guests or extra guests. Right. Okay, I'm just gonna lower these prices so that we don't have to constantly babysit them. Extra moist penetration. How much can we charge for that? That one's definitely... There are a few that are definitely worth doing better. So, my trusty plugin. Okay, so yeah, I'll just make it 1180, then it'll be good for a while. And log flume 2, like my second log loom. 780, that was just 20 cents too much. And River Rapidos Uno. Oh, that was very significantly too much. Oh, because it's got a stat penalty. It's not long enough. And I think it was only too short by a few metres. So let's see, now that we will get much better stats. Yeah, 4.65. See how much we can charge now. Okay, 720 for the third. It used to be 520 for the second. You've gone up basically $4 from 320 to 720 there. Park with the best roller coasters. You know it, baby. Most beautiful, best roller coasters. Oh yeah. Are we out of anything to research? No, still not. There's still more. Okay, 5 Park. I thought, yeah, you guys were discussing it, but no one was doing it. It's not a very expensive one. And there we go. There's a ride here called Blind Penetration. Yes, that's the stand-up coaster, because I made it penetrate the loop blind... Is this yes. I think. Yes. Because I built these 2 loops, then we opened some kind of window. I forgot what window, maybe the finances window or something. That was basically here. And then on the build menu, I blindly built these upward turns and spiral through the loop. Not the helix, that was done afterwards when I could see it, but I blindly penetrated my stand-up coaster. Oh, by the way, I saw in the OpenRT2 Discord someone posted a really easy way with the quarter helixes to do a penetration. And basically, or to do interlocking loops, I think. So if you go like this, and then you do a quarter helix down, will this work? No, not quite. The other way, then there's no space the other way. I have to look it up exactly what they did. I think this is too little of a height difference anyway. Hang on. I'm gonna see what they did. Maybe it was just penetration and not interlocking. Can I find it? It was posted not too long ago. I'm just scrolling up in the OpenRT2 chat. Oh, there we go. Okay, so hang on. Let's give myself one more, and then we're doing a loop to the left. Then we have 3 of these down. Oh, yes. That's remarkably easy. You just need to go helixes in the opposite way of what your looping was. So if you're looping to the left, you go helixes to the right. And that works perfectly. Do we have any other interesting? No, we only have loops on this. Well, we can do more inversions, I think, if we enable all drawable track pieces, but the train don't have the good sprites for that. Can a loop and the track piece go through a loop? I think yes, but we built these like quite high through each other, so it's not gonna work. I think. I mean, we can just check. No, that's not gonna work. And yeah, they're not either, so you can't do that with... You can't do that in this case, because we've already used up all the space. Well, that's a simple launched coaster. Hey, there's all the ducks. Can a small loop be inside the medium big loop and both are in the same direction? I don't think that's gonna work. Nah, they don't have enough clearance for that inside of them, the bigger loops. You also run into issues with approaching it. So no, that's not one of work. You know what? I'm just gonna use this one. How many? 7 empty. Can a small corkscrew be inside a medium corkscrew? I don't think so either. A lot of those things I just haven't tried, so I wouldn't be sure. Park with the best water rides. Do we have 3 awards active now? Yes, we do, baby. Hey, we've hit 10,000 Gasterinos. That is a lot. That is a lot of guests. Ooh, there's more ducks coming. Ooh, and here they're flying in all directions. Dang. Space rings! Yeah, best flight ride in the game, baby. Oh, yeah. You all know it. It's the best. Especially if you make it have only one ring. It looks so awkward with just one ring. Looks like just completely misplaced. Why can you do this? Who in the world would ever do a space rings with less than 4 rings? It just kind of makes no sense at all. It's dumb that best water rides doesn't even look at the stats of your water rides. Does it not? Hang on. I think I remember that it does, but I don't remember everything correctly. Let's see. Award is deserved the best water ride. Nope, no stats. They just need to exist. They need to be open and not crashed. And they need to be water. You just need at least 6 of them. There was one of them that did, like, excitement. Yes, that's best custom designed rides. That's excitement. That's the only one with an excitement thing. And at least 5.5. It's arguably much better with just one ring. Way less puke, same soft gas cap hit, and let's not kid ourselves, you won't make any money from it even with 4 rings. I mean, we're on 18 an hour. With 4 rings, that would be 72, which would actually make us a profit. So, screw you, we could make a profit with 4 rings. I'm not going to, but we could. No, I don't want the Rockstyle 4, I want strange music styles. It'll have Rockstyle 3. It's very intense. Hey, we got a motion sim, that's new. At that point, it's the same kind of profit as a 30-cent toilet. Yes, which is a thing that I repeatedly say, don't bother because it's basically nothing. Do we charge for the toilets? 20 cents. Okay, how much profit does this make? 800 bucks in, how old is it? 8 years. That's 100 bucks a year. Or 12 bucks a month. We have more toilets though. We have a grand total of 6 toilets in this entire fucking park. If we go to total profit, then 500. Well, I mean, that's not too bad. If we compare it to the right ticket profit, it's nothing. We should probably build some stalls further back. Also food and drink stalls. All of them. Not even building the info kiosk in a corner pot. No, I'm a rebel. You will never catch me doing that. No. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Motion sim. I love the motion sim being so tiny. You can just slip it in anywhere. Just like that. Yeah, this is not a perfect spot for it. Well, we've already got one in this square. Let's actually do something else. Don't just do endless of the same route. How about a Spiegelslide? Best Value Park. Do we have 4 awards active at the moment? Or has one already gone? Nay! 4 awards, baby! I like that. That's quite a rare thing. They only last for 5 months, so you gotta get 4 in 5 attempts. You gotta get 4. So that's pretty damn good. A bit of luck, of course. 10k guests. What's the soft guest cap? Way lower, like 5k, something like that. Yeah, 5139. Well, we're closing in on 1 million. We have currently 1.2 million loan. So we're doing pretty good. No harder gas generation. No. I don't think so. No. Blue flowers. I like putting just lots of different colors of flowers in. More jungle trees. Shame we don't have more quarter tile jungle trees. I did consider releasing a Hugug version of this park, but ultimately decided not to. It wouldn't make a difference. If you disabled advertising, that would be a bitch move, but without disabling advertising, it wouldn't make any kind of difference. Because almost all of our gas generation come from advertising anyway. Okay, is there any space? Yes, that's 3 yellow flowers. Now we need to make the ground a bit more jungly. Even a third patch there. Yeah, Hagaga is the one with the long coasters. Basically 606 coasters, 600 length, 6 excitement. Did I increase the price of this thing? Yes, I did. I do actually have an idea for a Hugurga scenario with no advertising allowed. If it's a good scenario, send it to me when it's done. Does the gas generation boost from a war to ignore the gas cap? No. Basically, when you're over the soft gas cap, in normal circumstances, your gas generation goes down by a factor 4. So you still got something. Awards increase it by 25% each. So multiply, power that to 4, you get a 2.44 increase. So actually, if you have 4 awards, then having over the soft gas cap amount of gas only divides it by less than 2, because compared to no awards and being under the soft gas cap, because the awards are pretty damn powerful. So we got a decent amount of natural gas generation currently going on. Which is not bad. Doesn't look like it's a lot of guests at the moment, but that's also because it's divided in 3, because we got 3 entrances and it's random which one they spawn at. This thing needs more trees. How about the monkey puzzle tree? And whatever the hell this thing is. Scott Spine tree. Who is Scott Spine? Oh yeah, that already looks better. We've kind of got a triangle-shaped park at the moment. It is what the land lends itself to very well. I also like that I haven't, well, apart from this sprawling mine train coaster, but I haven't built anything on the other side of this park entrance. There's plenty of room, but I just haven't done that. Because this bit of path was already there. Looks like an L with a tumor. What? Where's the L? Is that kind of this and then this is the short bit? That's a questionable short bit. I think. In my head, I'm imagining that in the front of the entrance is a giant car park that all the guests are arriving from. Yeah, I can see that. It's just here's a massive car park. Are you American? Just a question. Oh, we just got a buff coaster. Neat. I was watching Mr. Tollefort because he was saying giant car park. Oh, he did say car slash coach, so less likely to be American. British. I mean, that was likely anyway with that name. How far are you with paying back the loan? We're on 1.2 million. We started with like 2.2-ish. So I'd say we're doing pretty well. That was a great zigzag. Okay, it's a bit too intense. Let's see what we get now. Yeah. Okay, that's good. 9.89, 8.69 excitement. Is that the highest in the park? No, we got 2 higher. Big Majestic Rock with nearly 9 and extra moist penetration with 8 3/4. I can't stand for that, so I'll sit down. But also... Haha! 9.20, baby! How many guests are heading for it? Oops, wrong one. 644, 650, 660, 660, 74. Are we going to hit 700? 710. 735. Most exciting element on the air thrust models, the tiny pink flowers. Wouldn't that excite you down to the bone though? Look at how many there are, look at how tiny they are, look at how cutie patootie they are. Don't you just want to crush them with your feet? And then post a video of that to OnlyFans? You can probably do the 20 here. Yes, even for 3 age categories. Just $20, baby. It's gonna make it quite profitable. Oh, I didn't do an exit line. I think. Yeah, why else would there be a guest on the roster? We're already on 1200 an hour. I think it's gonna be even. You say shame about the throughput, but it's not a bad throughput. The ride is only 12 seconds long. Like, the throughput's gonna go up still. It's not 5 minutes old yet. 2000, that's not bad. 2300, still going up. 2500, that's really not bad. 2700. Okay, 2700 is roughly where it's... Let's compare. That's one of the highest in the park. It's right up there currently. 4th highest. You know, it's easy to build a design that can do like 5,000 an hour, but most designs that you will build without specifically optimizing for it will do maybe 3,500 at most. So yeah, what about low throughput? You know, it's roughly gonna be like 5, 6, 7 best in the park. And that is pretty damn good. It is, despite looking like Pants Shitter 5000. Well, the 2.91 Gs. Would that push it back in your body? I think since it's in your pants, I think it would just go with you and not really have any effect on it. Yeah, it is super expensive, the Puffk. But this minus 2.91, it won't kill you, but it's likely to at least injure you a bit. You know, push your shoulders very hard into the restraints and stuff like that. I think the trouser sliding happens after the ride has finished. Isn't it much more fun to do it during though? I have my big 23-year Evergreen Gardens save open. I was curious what the highest customers an hour is, and it's the River Rapids at 6,012 an hour. Let me guess. It's selling on the right photos. Because I don't think you're going to get 6,012 on the River Rapids without on the right photos. Unless you're doing multiple stations, I guess. I mean, you know, when I was talking about the numbers earlier, you know, maybe like 3, 3.5 for like casual designs, that's talking about single station, of course. I mean, 6,012 is still high for River Rapids with just one station and photo section. But the thing is also, you know, if you have a twister, a stand-up, a corkscrew, and a looping coat with a photo section, that's 4 photos that are the same, and the guest can only buy one of them. But water ride photos are different. So if you only have a River Rapids with the on the right photo and no other water ride, then a lot more guests will from that River Rapids buy a photo than from any of your many steel rides with a photo section. So it'll sell a lot more photos, which will increase that number more. What's mine doing? 2,300, yeah, that's not that high. I mean, it is doing the minimum waiting time thing, so it can be a lot higher. Yeah, we're already 2,800. Well, my save of Carriglow Heights, the highest throughput is a vertical drop coaster at 5,100. That's a vertical drop coaster though, which is really overpowered into throughput in terms of everything, really. I mean, look at it. We're on 3,700, so the River Rapids is just pretty damn good in terms of throughput. Hang on, I think this is the highest in the park. Yep, easily. I must admit, I did not know it was that good in terms of throughput. It's very strong. I think it's reached its limit now? Yes. Stabilized. Well, we're well on our way. We're nearly down to 1 million. We're below 1.1 million. But that is going to be it for today for me. The park value has dropped again, but we'll renew those rides at some point. And then it'll go up again. This is going to be it for me today. Don't forget to check out the latest YouTube video I uploaded a few hours ago. You haven't done so yet. It's a good one. And I'll send you over to Brian. And of course, next time, Wednesday, we are going to continue this. And finish it. Well, no, not finish it yet, I think. But I think we need 2 more streams. Either way, we're going to continue it. I'll send you over to Brian. Have a good ride. Have a good time. Have a good night. Have a good life. Bye-bye.